But first, Kevin Rudd has flown out of the country as the guessing game continues over who leaked his expletive-filled video on the internet.
The timing of its release is also being questioned as talk of a challenge to Julia Gillard intensifies.
There's language.
Kevin Rudd, warts and all.
And tell these heads in the embassy to just give me simple sentences and tell a bloody interpreter.
The leaked, heavily edited YouTube video shows Mr Rudd struggling to record a speech in Chinese.
The fact that the language is out there now in the public domain is embarrassing.
I don't know who put that material on YouTube, but whoever did it has acted inappropriately.
I don't think it damages the Rudd campaign. It gives him the moral indignation he needs to trigger a challenge.
Right now, David, there's no challenge, to use your term, on.
Kevin Rudd says he's now mellower than the man caught on tape.
You'd be a mug if you didn't learn something from the past.
Labor's most marginal seat holder says Julia Gillard cannot take Labor to an election. The party would be decimated, says Victoria's Darren Cheeseman, and she should resign.
I understand that Darren is feeling pressure. I'm getting on with the job with the strong confidence of my colleagues.
Independent Andrew Wilkie has revealed he had a lengthy meeting with Kevin Rudd last November.
We talked about a range of things, including the possibility of him coming back to the Prime Ministership. There will be a challenge. And I suspect he may well be successful. Yes, I would find it easier to work with Kevin Rudd than Julia Gillard at this point in time.
Ministers have leapt to the PM's defence.
I strongly support the Prime Minister.
One backbencher took to Twitter to warn against returning to a psychopath with a giant ego. Mr Rudd is now on his way to a foreign ministers meeting in Mexico. He'll be back for the next critical meeting of Labor MPs on Tuesday week. Business Today adding its call for the leadership to be decided once and for all.
These matters need to be resolved so that the big issues that face Australia, both the society and the economy, can be addressed.
Matt Moran, 10 News.
And 10's political editor Hugh Remington joins us now from Canberra. Hugh, can the government continue without resolving this very crucial issue of leadership?
Well, business says that it can't. Business says it's not taking sides, but this has to be resolved. Anna Bligh tried to win an election in Queensland. She says this has got to be resolved. Party discipline is disintegrating. We're seeing that with MPs on the one hand saying that Julia Gillard has to resign, on the other hand saying that Kevin Rudd is a psychopath. Now, what the Prime Minister's trying to do is saying, you know what, it's just business as usual for me, but it plainly is not business as usual. So here is her dilemma. She can either continue to try to ignore this and hope it goes away. It will not go away. She then alternatively calls on a vote. What happens there? She either gets voted out, that's the end of Julia Gillard's Prime Ministership, or perhaps she gets the numbers to survive that initial vote. What happens then? Does Kevin Rudd simply go away? On past performance, you'd have to say she'd have to be hoping that might happen. Many people would say there's no chance of that happening. It is very difficult conditions under which to try to run a government.
Absolutely. Thanks for the update, Hugh Remington, joining us there from Canberra.